Well, Titagarh Rail is reported a weak set of third quarter numbers. Umesh Chowdhary is Vice Chairman and MD at Titagarh Rail Systems. Umesh, good morning. Great to have you with us here. Prashant this side. Thanks for joining in. You know, I guess we were. Let's start with an update on the Italian company, Firma. Tell us more about the binding offer from the government operator there. What can we expect? What kind of hit should we expect from this one as it's resolved?
So, good morning, Prashant. Yes, the Italian state railways have made an offer, and so it's an offer which has to be addressing many aspects, and also, as we have it disclosed in our notes, that it has been opened up for competitive bidding by some other players as well. So we would need to wait and watch. I think by the end of this fiscal, by March or latest by April, I would say the picture would be completely clear. But we have already disclosed the amount that we have as an exposure in the Italian undertaking. Having said that, the most important factor of the Italian acquisition, which was to enter the passenger rail system business, if you see that is something that has started playing out very well, because we have been able to increase our revenue from the PRS from 49 crores in the corresponding quarters to 160 crores, and the profit of EBITDA from 4-5 crores to about 22 crores. And we have an order book of about 11,000 crore on a standalone basis only from the passenger rail system. So on an overall basis, now I would say that as far as the Italian undertaking or associate is concerned, we are only now looking at the final exit, which should happen in the next couple of months. And most of the amount that we will be losing will be a non-cash item.
But is there a maximum worst case write-off that you might have to take?
Yeah, that's the number that we have disclosed in the balance sheet, which is our total investment. So the worst case is that we lose our entire investment.
Got that. And that number would be?
That's about 160 or some crores, and then we have some security given for one of the land. So that's the numbers that we have disclosed. I don't have it at the back of my hand, but yeah, that's the number that we have disclosed in the number.
Let's talk about
156 crores, right, for land, and you're saying another 150, 160 odd crores. So total could be about 300 crores.
That's right.
Okay.
Your passenger rail business is doing very well, up nearly 2x on a year-on-year basis. It now contributes 20% to the top line versus 5% earlier. PBT margins have expanded to 13%. So on passenger rail, what can the revenue contribution increase from the current 20% and to the margins?
So if you look at our total standalone order book, including our share of the joint venture, our order book is about 28,000 crore, 28,000 crore. But on a standalone basis, our order book is about 14,500 crore. And more than 70% of that comes from the passenger rail system. So that's the biggest shift that we are having. And the revenue actually has gone up, as is shown on your screen, by almost 4 times, not doubled up. And if we look at the order book, 11,000 crore of order book in the passenger, every quarter we will be ramping up our passenger operations significantly. The wagon business, as I've always said, is a very stable business for us in terms of the production. The passenger business is something where we will have to really scale up our operations, and which we are very well on our way to do that. By Q3 of this year, we will also start getting the revenue from the Vande Bharat segment within the passenger rail segment. So all of that combined, I think going forward, to answer your question, I would see that the revenue potential from the PRS would be in line with the ratio of the order book between PRS and FRS.
Okay, is there a number, and what will be the Vande Bharat contribution from Q3 of this calendar year?
Q3 of FY27. FY27, that is, we expect to deliver the first train in the December quarter, let's say.
And the contribution?
The total order, so the total order of Vande Bharat is without the service, the total order value in our books is about 5,000 crores, which has to be executed over 3 or 4 years. But then there are also the new tenders that are coming up. We are also preparing ourselves to pitch in for the high speed, the bullet train, the 7 new train networks that have been announced. So overall, the passenger rail segment is looking extremely bright with the existing order book and with the potential new orders that are in the pipeline. We believe that this should be at least 60-70% of our overall revenue and margins going forward.
The passenger segment. Umesh, in terms of what you said, right, upcoming tenders. So is that's been this another concern that tendering and ordering has for wagons, etc., has gone down sharply. So do you expect a revival in 27?
Yeah, so there are talks. We've read media reports that there would be about 35,000 wagons that should get procured. But I have also mentioned it to you last time when we spoke, Prashant, that the target of the Indian Railways to achieve 3 billion tons of loading and to get to by 2030 and to get to about 40% of their nodal share in order to achieve the target set under the Gati Shakti program remains intact. There can be quarterly or 6 monthly blips in terms of the line network not catching up or the freight loading not catching up. But we are very, very confident on the midterm potential of the freight demand. So we, as I had mentioned to you last time also, I'm very hopeful that the tender should come out sooner than later, maybe in Q1 of the coming financial year or somewhere there. We do have orders, by the way, till about end of Q2 of the next financial year. And before that, I'm pretty hopeful that we should be able to get the new tenders going. I would also like to mention about the leasing license that we have finally got. That I think will be opening up our dominance, or let us say our position. It will strengthen our position in the private wagon market, because we'll be able to, apart from selling wagons, we'll also be able to lease wagons and then extend that to the wagon maintenance. So this is all part of the big picture that's coming together, or as far as the freight is concerned.
Hopefully, right? So current orders run till the end of Q2, and before that, you're hopeful that these fresh orders sort of come.
Bulk ones. That's right.
Yeah, they come through. The wheelset issue has been resolved. I mean, I think we spoke about this last time as well.
Yeah, so this is something which has been going on a little bit like a seesaw, in the sense that wheelset problems were resolved. Then again, there were some supply chain constraints, as you would have seen. The entire industry has faced this problem. It is also, the type of wheelset. There are two types of wheelsets. I don't want to be hyper technical, but there are two types of wheelsets that are required, and the rail wheel factory produced one type more, which was less required for the wagon builders. So this is something which is on a little bit of been on a seesaw. It's much better than what it was before, but still not normalized. Otherwise, we would have been able to normalize the freight production or freight wagon production. Happy to share with you that the trial production of the joint venture on the wheels will also start within the next few weeks, I would say. So, in going forward in maybe 1 quarter or 2 quarters, the wheels set problem should be permanently resolved by way of getting our own wheels from our joint venture.
That's with the JV with Ramkrishna. So you're saying that production.
Right.
Okay. Thank you
That's
very
right.
much, Umesh, for joining in. Always a pleasure speaking with you.